documentation isn't vetted, let's say, is not from the states. So, if he's disputing his date of birth, we'll figure that all out. But at the end of the day, that's not going to change anything here. So,
what did he say in those statements to investigators?
So I know I don't really want to get into the specific details, but what was said and the proof, I know that I have a high ethical duty not to litigate this case, not in a courtroom. Believe me, I'd love to tell you everything I'm thinking, everything I know, and there will be a time for that. But I can tell you that document is filed with the court and it's filed with the clerk's office, so it's there. But it's a conversation about this incident between the investigator about his background and everything related to what he may have known about the incident.
But for the people who are concerned because they frequent the bike path or that they've been following the case, if they weren't known to one another and it wasn't a robbery, then what happened?
Well, let me just say that there's proof that will come out that will relate to that topic, and I don't want people to be fearful of any sort of serial killer type situation, if that's what you're kind of was going on here. But like I said, I have to be very cautious with what I say given the early nature of the case. He has a right to a fair trial. I don't want to in any way go out on a limb and start saying things that I shouldn't say.
And Kumi, let me just say, this is something that the mayor and I talked about, and the rail trail runs almost the length of Albany County. And I was out on it on Saturday morning, puttering along. I like to call it running, but I'm out there. It's one of the most popular things that we have. There's no safety concern. I know that just being now in part of the county and how much that law enforcement is making sure that the rail trail is safe for everybody to use. Cameras are always installed. I know that law enforcement is always looking around. So there's no threat to public safety. I mean, obviously this happened in April of 24, and it's really was an isolated incident. So the rail trail is not dangerous. It's really a place that I think all of us really enjoy, and its upkeep and maintenance and safety is paramount to everybody here, because it's an important thing, as Joe said, for families. And we want to make sure that everybody knows that.
Guys, thanks for coming.
Well, Captain, one last thing. You said 400 leads. That's a lot of leads. Was there one particular thing that really really set it in motion for you?
No. Again, it wasn't one thing. It was a combination of, just old school police tactics, witness observations, interviews. Forensic evidence does play a large role in this. You're correct. There was over 400 leads that we investigated in conjunction with our partners with the Manans Police Department. Every unit that the state police has to bear for a serious incident, our major crimes unit, who is here today, our forensic unit, the forensic lab, our intelligence unit, we brought all those resources to bear. 18-month-long investigation. This was by no means an easy investigation, and at times, that's frustrating. But we are optimistic now that we were able to apprehend this offender. Hopefully, it gives the citizens, the people of Manans, some sense of relief.
And do you believe that Mr. Framer was just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Again, I don't want to go too deep into that. Just to reiterate, the best information we have at this time is that they were not known to each other. Yes.
One other thing, so the homicide happened in the spring of 2024. He was arrested in Troy in the spring of 2025. What was he doing in that year? Where was he living? Was he working? Can you speak at all to just about what this person was up to? Especially knowing at this moment nationally, there's people in the country illegally there's a lot of law enforcement attention there as it is. So what was that year like for you?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you, so this individual did not have any recorded criminal history prior, to this homicide in Manans. In terms of the timeline of where he was, where he worked, I don't know that exactly, but he had 2 or 3 residences locally in Troy and I believe North Graybush that he kind of bounced between until he was apprehended.
So he entered the country illegally. Which country did he enter
from? I don't know. I don't have that information.
You said illegally?
He's an illegal entrant, correct.
Thanks a lot. We'll have
Okay.
more information.
Everybody else good?
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
these real quick.
Yeah.
What was, you
Thank
said
you, sir.
second degree murder, which one is it? Reckless, or is it, I can never remember, it's crazy.
No, Brady is like, shooting in a crowd full of people, this is just good old fashioned